Life is restrictive enough, so who am I to give you more rules? While chaos or entropy is the natural state, it takes energy to bring order to things. Having rules is like holding a compass in a dense forest. It doesn't dictate your path, but it helps to guide you. Insights from Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life, offers a way to navigate life's chaos. Rule 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Think of a lion, its mane flowing in the wind, confident and authoritative. In the animal kingdom, hierarchy determines who eats first and influences survival. Those at the bottom are more likely to die. Similarly, your physical posture can impact how others perceive you, and it affects your brain chemistry. Standing tall doesn't just affect how you're seen by others, it's also a signal to yourself. I matter, and I am capable. This rule extends beyond posture. It's about accepting responsibility, taking charge of your life, and making the necessary sacrifices to build a meaningful existence. Rule 2. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Picture a nurturing gardener tending to a delicate flower. We often care for others more than ourselves. If your pet was sick and required medicine, you are more likely to not only pick up the medicine, but to administer it at the appropriate times. But given a prescription for yourself, most people are less likely to adhere to the rules. Imagine treating yourself with the same love and attention you'd give a beloved pet. This means doing what's truly good for you, not just what brings temporary pleasure. This is not always what you want or what will make you happy. Every candy a kid gets makes them happy, but if you treat them like someone you are helping, you will make them brush their teeth afterwards. With current technological advances, the internet allows access to all the advice in the world. You just have to follow it until you get the desired results. That's why psychologists are wonderful. They provide advice, plan with the patient, and also follow up to see how everything is going. They are, however, limited, as they can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink the water. Just like a gardener prunes and waters, you must nurture your own growth. Order is not enough. Chaos is too much. To straddle that fundamental duality is to be balanced, to have one foot firmly planted in order and security, and the other in chaos, possibility, growth, and adventure. Rule 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Imagine a ship navigating rough seas with a supportive crew working together to steer it towards safety. Your friends are like that crew. They can either help guide you through life's challenges or pull you deeper into turmoil. It's hard to let go of old friends, but sometimes it's necessary. Ask yourself, do you friends genuinely want to get out of the pit filled with their problems, or are they stuck in a victim mindset? Surround yourself with people who inspire growth, challenge your cynicism, and push you to be better. True friendship is reciprocal. When your friends support your upward trajectory, they won't tolerate your self-destructive behavior, and you won't tolerate theirs. Choose your crew wisely. They will shape your journey. Rule 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Think of yourself as a mountain climber, scaling a steep peak. There will always be taller mountains and more experienced climbers. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own progress. Aim to be slightly better today than you were yesterday. Each small step forward is a victory on your personal journey. Also, remember that life has many mountains: career, family, as well as personal projects. You may be climbing one mountain faster than another, and that's okay. We are all at different points in our journey. We are always and simultaneously at point A, less desirable than it could be, like the bottom of the mountain. Moving towards point B, which we deem better in accordance with our explicit and implicit values, like the top of the mountain. We always view the world in a state of insufficiency and see its correction. As you climb, take stock of how far you've come, and remember that happiness often lies in the climb, not just the summit. The challenge is to focus on your path, let go of the rest, ignore distractions, and keep moving forward. Rule 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Visualize a sculptor chiseling a block of marble. Too much force and the marble cracks. Too little and the sculpture remains unfinished. This rule is about balanced parenting. Don't be overly permissive or too controlling. Children need rules, but those rules should be reasonable. and the consequences for breaking them should be consistent and fair. Picture a toddler throwing a tantrum in a public space. The parents ignore the child, allowing the behavior to continue, and the situation spirals into irritation for everyone around. Parents who allow this fail not only themselves, but also their child. Discipline doesn't have to be harsh, but it must exist, and sometimes a simple glare is enough to correct behavior. Disciple doesn't have to be scary. You can discipline with rewards. Negative emotion can help us learn. The goal is to limit your rules and use the least force necessary to enforce them, so children become a positive contribution to the society. Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Imagine a cluttered room where nothing can be found. Before you point out the flaws of the world, focus on putting your own life in order. Clean up your personal space, physically and mentally, before taking on larger societal issues. If you've been mistreated, you can respond with vengeance, or you can use that pain to improve yourself. Revenge often prevents progress. Start by identifying what's wrong in your own life and work on correcting those issues. Start by stopping what you know is wrong. Rule 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Life is full of suffering, and it's easy to justify quick, temporary pleasures as an escape. These distractions, whether through social media likes, impulsive shopping, or other indulgences, may offer momentary relief but don't provide lasting satisfaction. Imagine you're a sailor navigating toward hidden treasure. Along the way, you hear the seductive songs of sirens, tempting you to veer off course. Will you give in to the allure of instant gratification, or will you resist and stay on course toward long-term fulfillment? True meaning will always align with your deepest values, even when it's difficult or not pleasurable at the moment. Rule 8. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. When faced with a difficult situation, you have two options. Take the easy way out and lie, or confront the truth. Lies, even small ones, erode your character and can spiral into larger problems over time. It may seem like lying gets you what you want in the short term, but eventually the facade will crumble. The most damaging lies are the ones we tell ourselves. Be honest, especially with yourself. It might be uncomfortable, but truth leads to growth, while lies lead to destruction. Rule 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. Listening is more than just paying attention. Sometimes people will tell you what's wrong with them, and sometimes they might help you fix something that's wrong with you. People need to talk because that's how they think. Many believe they think, but in reality, it's mostly self-criticism that passes for thinking. True thinking is rare and can start by listening to yourself. When someone says they hate their wife, truly listen to understand what it is they hate. They might say, "My wife doesn't give me enough attention," or something similar. Repeat what they say and see if they agree, which also shows you're listening. Remember, not all talking is thinking, and not all listening leads to transformation. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Rule 10. Be precise in your speech. When you look at an object, you don't just see the object, you see its purpose. We often perceive meaning directly, which is why people can have multiple interpretations of the same event or object. But when you identify things carefully and use precise language, you simplify the complex interconnectedness of things. When you speak clearly and precisely, you cut through the fog of confusion, bringing order to chaos. Whether describing objects, ideas, or feelings, precise language helps everyone involved understand the true nature of the discussion. Rule 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. Children skateboarding are pushing their limits, testing their ability to overcome danger. They don't want to be overly protected. They want to challenge themselves. It's not about minimizing risk, it's about optimizing it. Risk is necessary for growth, and too much protection can stifle development. Things that once seemed impossible become everyday realities because people took the risk to challenge the status quo. Look at the difference between an Olympic vault from 1956 and from 2024. They don't even look like the same sport. Boys in particular are often discouraged from taking risks, while girls are rewarded for being careful. Society's expectations can sometimes stifle individual growth. The decline in marriage rates among working-class women might be linked to this societal pressure on men to toughen up while simultaneously discouraging risk-taking. Encourage both boys and girls to take calculated risks. They need it to thrive. Rule 12. Pet a cat or dog when you encounter one on the street. Though Jordan Peterson writes about a cat, he emphasizes avoiding the trap of minimal group identification, the instinct to prefer one's own group over others. We tend to favor those similar to us, and I fully added the dog to the rule because that is what I identify with. Our being is defined by limitations. It's not in spite of limitations, but because of them that life has meaning. Enjoy the small moments when they come, like petting a cat or dog on the street. Those moments remind us to find peace in simple joys, even amidst life's challenges and suffering, which is inventable for progress. Which action helped you the most to balance chaos and order and escape the average life?